Hey yo, check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav in the building. Yeah, that's right. Welcome back to the Flavor Flav Show, the original podcast. Hey yo, check this out. My next guest that I'm bringing on my show. So excited to have my boy on my show. Let me tell y'all something about him, right? Now, my boy was born in Denver, Colorado. You know what I'm saying? And he graduated from George Washington University with a BA in psychology. You know what I'm saying? And he attended circus arts in Paris. Yeah, that's right. And he studied Shakespeare, you know what I'm saying, at British Drama Academy. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Not only that, but he performed with Second City for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? He released his comedy album in 2012. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all something. He film debuted, you know what I'm saying? First was Cloverfield. You know what I'm saying? Word up. You know what I'm saying? Which was an intense action thriller. You know what I'm saying? And then he was awarded the Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. You know what I'm saying? And he had many multiple comedic roles. You know what I'm saying? For real. So guess what? Right now, without further ado, for you, you know what I'm saying? This is the killer and this is the thriller. Introducing my man, TJ Miller. Yo, TJ!
Oh my God. Look at this. The king of time himself.
Oh man, TJ Miller. TJ Miller, everybody. Wow. Welcome to my set, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming here, bro. Word up, man. Oh, man, you don't even know what this means to me right now, having you here in my set, bro.
You have to understand that I have so many questions for you. I'm so excited. There's so many questions. The first one is, how can you speak so with perfect diction when you wear the grill? It's amazing.
Hey, yo, check this out. And guess what? I got so many questions for you, too. You know what I'm saying, for real? And let me tell you something. You have been people's favorite person, bro. And on my show, a lot of people would like to hear what their favorite person would have to say.
I can't wait.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Right now, you are on that platform. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? One thing that I can't do is wait to talk to you. Everybody, TJ Miller, right here with Flavor Flav in my studio, G. That's right, G. Don't get no bigger than this, baby. Yeah, boy. Yeah. He's the real McCoy.
Believe the hype.
That's
Believe
right.
the hype.
And this podcast is going to make you jump for joy. Boy, yeah, G. And yo, TJ Miller, have a seat, man. Come on, man. Let's get with it. Let's get with it. Bam.
Perfect, man.
Woo, I'm excited. I can't wait. Here we go. Welcome to the Flavor Flav Show, original podcast, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so excited right now to have my boy, TJ Miller. Word up. Wow, this is crazy. Yo,
it's very, for you, it might be a little crazy.
Yo,
for me, it's very crazy.
I just want to say, first of all, bro, thank you for keeping it real and coming over here, man, and sit with me and talking with me like you said you would, man. You know,
I appreciate it. Look, there's
real big, bro.
This is definitely one of the biggest moments of my life, for sure. And I'm Cheeto's friends with Steven Spielberg. I'll tell you that story at some point.
Wow.
But the first thing I want to ask you, I have so many questions. The first thing I want to ask you.
I got questions for you too.
I love that. And so the first thing I want to ask you is, I see your clock, obviously the famous clock.
Yes, sir.
Does it have a time zone that you stay on?
Well, the reason why it's on this time right now, you know what I'm saying, is, matter of fact, my clock is working actually.
I like that.
Usually it doesn't work, and the reason why I keep the battery out of it and I keep it on 420.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that, and that's such. See,
420.
everybody wants to know that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I keep it on 420, and also I keep it on 430.
You do.
And the reason why I keep it on 430 is
because you were 10 minutes late to 420.
A little something like that.
No, why do you keep it on 430?
But on 430 is because My good friend, Chris Angel. I know you know Chris
Yeah,
Angel.
yeah, of course.
That's my good friend, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did a trick with me involving the time 4:30. You know, he had me set my watch, right?
Yeah.
He had me set my clock to a certain time, right?
Right.
And he didn't wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back this up. Okay. I was on a Chris Angel show with him, and he had a guest give him their watch, right?
Right.
And he said, Flav, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm going to be able to see what you're doing. So I'm like, okay, this ain't fair, but okay. So he said, would somebody give me a watch? Somebody from the audience gave him a watch,
Right.
and he set the time on this watch, right?
Right.
So he held it out just like this, you know. He just held the watch out.
Right.
He said, now, Flav, I want you to set your clock to whatever time you want.
Right.
So I start turning the hands. Right, TJ?
Yeah.
And when I got to 5 o'clock, I said, I'm going to make this interesting. I backed it up a half hour, and I put it on 4:30. So Chris Angel said, are you done? I said, yeah, I'm done. He showed everybody that watch.
Yeah.
And on the watch, it said 4:30. I'm like, oh, shit. How did this man know that I was going to put my clock on 4:30? So in amazement, I left my clock like that. And I took the battery out. You know what I'm saying? And I just let it stay on 4:30.
I just love the idea that to see you dumbfounded, I wish I was there. Because you always know what time it is. I'm going to keep saying that. But if you keep your clock on 4:30, then it's easier to know what time it is. You know?
Right.
I like that.
Right.
This watch, Megan O gave me, and it's not working. It's not moving. And then this watch I wore especially because I was coming on the show. They call it the Hulk, which I think is a very silly name.
Hulk?
There's another one like it called the Kermit, but this is probably the most...
Why do they call it the Hulk?
Because it's green on green.
Wow.
And it's probably the most famous Rolex right now.
Yeah.
They're impossible to get. They've tripled in value.
Uh-huh.
But I said I got to wear my most special watch for the Flavor Flav show. And I want to tell that story at some point. But this is your show, man. What do you want to talk about?
Yo, man, listen, man, I want to talk about this fantastic journey that you've been on right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Then if we're going to do that, then let's let me tell this story that I think is very funny.
Okay, Operation No Doubt
is
You
in effect.
Got the Floor is now in progress.
It's in effect. It's in progress. It's Operation No Doubt. There are
That's
no
right.
doubts. It's Operation Certainty, but it sounds much better the way you say it.
That's right. Operation No Doubt is
So-
now in progress, everybody.
So-
TJ Miller. I got TJ Miller in my studio.
got-
Wow.
I got Flavor Flav in his studio. Yeah! So it was great. It's great. So you gave me your number. That blew my mind. But, we're there, and you're like, yo, let me get your number. And so
No doubt.
Then we were texting, and then I couldn't believe it. So I screenshotted our text back and forth because it was just saying what's up.
Right.
And I put it on Instagram, and I said, all of this is becoming more and more surreal, and I love it. Something to that effect. And then you texted me back because I misspelled your name. I spelled it Flava.
That was so
Flav.
funny.
So funny.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you tell it.
Yeah, because I now tell this story in my act when I'm doing stand-up, because I do stand-up all over the country and the world. Well, primarily Europe, mostly Scandinavia, and the United States. Canada, of course, but only the less cold parts, the much less cold parts. Yeah. And so you texted me, and I was very embarrassed, to tell you the truth. I don't often get embarrassed.
Man, you ain't got to be embarrassed, man, for making mistakes.
I spelled it Flava, Flava, and that's not it. It's Flavor. And I should have known that, but I just was so excited, and I like to abbreviate when I'm excited. I don't want to use an R when I'm excited, That's why I don't eat Frosted Flakes when I'm excited. There's too many R's because they're great. So what I did was I felt bad, and I told you, okay, I know now it's Flavor, but I had this incredible opportunity because my name is T.J.
Yeah.
And that's in my
And
rider.
listen, when you text that to me, bro, I'm like,
So
this man is very, very genuine, man.
So in my rider,
yeah,
every marquee, every piece of publicity, if I go on morning television, it's always got to be spelled T.J. When Flavor Flav,
Flavor,
texted me to correct the spelling of his name, he said TJ, T space, J space. So I can't believe that I was able to text you back. I'm sorry about misspelling your name. And also for future reference, my name is spelled T.J. Never TJ, but this is how we get to know each other. What? And I'm telling you, that kills when I tell audiences that. They can't believe it.
I want to apologize to you for not spelling your name right either, because I did it T space J space.
Family. That's doesn't matter anymore.
Family for life, baby.
Family for life.
That's right, man.
Or at least for the next 2 decades, and then I'll check back in with you to see if you want to continue the familiar relationship.
Operation No Dollars in Progress. Let's talk.
Let's get to it. Let's talk.
Hey, yo, so check this out, right? So, yes, I got a few questions for you, man. You know.
And then I have gifts for you also, so tell me when I should give the gifts.
Wow.
There's no one else in here. I'm just speaking to the ether. So go ahead. Flavor.
All right, so check this out. My first question, right? Now, you've been in a lot of movies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
All of them good. None of them bad.
And let me tell you something. One movie that you were in is with one of my real good friends. You know what I'm saying? From a long time ago, my boy.
Is it Yogi Bear?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
Marky Wahlberg.
Yes, I thought it was going to be Yogi Bear.
That's right. Mark, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
Me, him, and his brother Donnie, man, great friends. You know, they've been my great friends, man, since like back in like 89.
Yeah, so I'm slightly less good friends with him. He still considers me his best friend. I don't consider him my best friend, but he still considers me his best. But I love him.
What was it like working with Marky though, man? What was it like, man?
So it was great. First of all, he's such a smart guy, and I love talking to him as a businessman. You know, I love talking shop. That's my favorite thing to do.
Right.
And so, you know, and he's not a businessman. He's a businessman. And so I'm sure nobody's ever heard that. I coined that.
Hey, yo, I like the way you said that.
It.
He's not a businessman, but he is a businessman.
Yeah, that's mine. I coined that. I trademarked that.
I like that.
You can use it. Remember you gave me the little lyric? Yeah, so you can use that. And then
I'm not a businessman, but I am a businessman.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Boy.
I like that.
And I get excited in the show. I'll be saying that. So he's such a good actor, and he's so focused. And what was great is he has a really good sense of humor. Not a lot of people know that or think about it. He's been in some these movies where he's very funny, but just off camera, he is so funny. And a great thing about him is he'll let me sort of make fun of him. He'll let me tease him. I think that's why a lot of guys at his level, Michael Bay, Steven Spielberg, I think they enjoy me in part because nobody makes fun of them.
Right.
And so I'm fine making fun of them because I don't care. And so it was great that he had a sense of humor about himself. A lot of celebrities don't have a sense of humor about themselves.
Right,
And he kind of took me under his wing, but he would also mess with me. Like, you know, I was really frustrated one day. It was so hot in Texas, and Mark Wahlberg turns to me and he goes, "You know, I got to tell you, man, you probably quit if this wouldn't get you in trouble in Hollywood, wouldn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably, to tell you the truth." And he said, "Is it because you're so hot, or is it because you're kind of a you know what I mean?" Right. He didn't use those words exactly, but that's what he was saying.
You can curse on my show. It's all right.
All right.
This is my show, bro. We can do what we want.
Well, fuck it.
There
this
you
shit
go. Get it
king of it all. And
there it is. Get it.
And tons of those are that also become and vice versa.
That's right.
It's a non-binary term.
We keep it real.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the deal.
We keep it non-binary. We keep it real, and we also keep it binary. We'll do all of it. He said, "Is it because you're a sort of, or is it because you're so hot?" Because we were running stunts, all this stuff,
right?
And that was really funny at that moment. And then when I was leaving, I said to him, "I go, it's my last day, you know." I'm so happy. It's my last day. And Mark kind of thinks about it. He goes, "You know I can make you stay, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "If I want to, I'll just tell him to make you stay. And you have to stay on the movie for as long as I'm on the movie." I was like, "Mark, don't do that, man." Please do not do that to me. And he goes, all I have to do is tell Michael Bay, I want to write a scene in with you in China. I see your ghost, the ghost of you.
Wow.
We won't even use it, but I can make you stay. And I said, Mark, I'm serious. Don't do that. I'm losing my mind in this Transformers movie.
That means he was loving you, bro. That's what that meant.
And so I was on the phone talking to my therapist at the time.
Right.
And I'm on the phone, and Wahlberg goes, hey, Bay and I were talking, and Bay goes, yeah, we're gonna put you in another scene. So you're with us till the end. Wow. And I was like, Michael, Mark, I'm on the phone with my therapist right now, okay? So it's costing me money to be interrupted talking to you. And then they started cracking up. It's like, those guys are really funny. So I can see why you guys are friends. And he's always been so generous, and so Mark is so good to my wife. And that sometimes is the measure of a great man.
Best,
great
man.
Character
Yes.
is when they're good to your wife, as good to your wife as they are to you. Your partner, your spousal, individual. Yeah. Yes,
Marky Wahlberg, man, he's great, man, to everybody,
He's a good dude.
man. He's a real good soul, bro. You know what I'm saying? A great friend to have. He's real.
Yeah, he's
you know
very
what I'm
real.
saying? He's real, just like you, bro.
I am real.
And that's why we're friends.
There's nothing
You
intangible
know what I'm
about
saying?
him.
Birds of a feather flock together. That's
And
right.
they're not imaginary.
Because let me tell you
Yes.
something about me. I'm really, really real. Don't attempt to adjust your TV set. This is real.
Yeah, it is real.
You know what I'm saying?
And even when we first met and off camera,
Yes.
you are exactly that person. And
Thank you,
that
man.
is real. That is, how many reels did you say? You're the realest, really, really real.
That's right.
Yeah, that's 4 reels. Don't with us.
Hey, yo, that's right. Don't with
4,
us.
count them.
Yo,
real,
yo,
real,
hey,
real,
yo,
and
hey, yo,
wait,
just
real.
Hey, yo, just like my man Al Pacino said in Scarface, don't you with me. Who put this shit together, huh? Me. That's who. Who I trust? Me. That's who. And T.J. Miller.
And I did not expect to see that Flavor was such a good impressionist. That was a great Pacino impression.
Thank you, man.
And you've
Thank
got
you, man.
with
I had
the
to give it
throne-
to you, man, from my friend Angel Fernandez, man. It costed him his life.
Yes. I've seen that movie like 1,000 times. You've seen that movie a lot.
Hey,
It's so
yeah.
good.
How you think I'm quoting the movie right now?
Yeah, I know,
It's
but
my favorite parts, man.
I love that it's about, I think if you build an empire, you have that mentality that movie's really important.
Yeah.
It teaches you some lessons. Don't
Yes,
put a
it
mountain
does.
of cocaine on your desk. That was the first lesson I learned. What are you laughing at over there? And why do you keep stopping yourself from laughing? We know I'm supposed to, that's what I'm trying to do, is make you laugh. But you keep, he's like a little Japanese girl. He's like, just let it out. You can be real here. You can be real, and real, not a fourth one. You don't get a fourth one yet.
That's right.
Because you're not being real about the laughter, okay?
T.J. Miller right here on the Flavor Flav podcast show, baby. Wow. Hey, yo, check this out. Now, talk about my boy Marky Mark, right? My boy Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah.
who is definitely a hip-hop guy.
He is, of course.
Who do you listen to in music? What kind of music do you listen to?
Well,
you listen to hip-hop?
Yes, of course.
And who do you listen to today?
So I went to a school, and this is one of the things I want to ask you. So I went to a school in Denver, Colorado, that's where I'm from, 303 Mile High Till I Die. Is this the right camera? Because that would be weird.
You
if
said,
it wasn't.
and when you said 3 Mile High,
Yep.
yo, man, do you know we shot a video there at Mile High Stadium?
Yes.
What, right? And guess who shot the video?
Who?
My boy Brett Ratner.
Really?
And that's what broke Brett Ratner into the business. Yeah, man. We gave
Right.
Brett Ratner like his first job.
Yeah, I had a meeting with
Damn
him, and
it.
he's a trip too.
Yeah.
But so, and I have, you should hear my song Denver and my song TJ Miller, because I released a hip hop folk pop album.
Wow.
Yeah, and so on Comedy Central Records, it's funny. It's not serious.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, so I went to a mostly black and Latino high school.
Okay.
And there it was very important if you were East Coast or West Coast.
Right.
So if you listen to Biggie or Tupac. And I actually dated my high school girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
She was really into Tupac. She almost got a tattoo when he died.
Wow.
Which was rough on everybody. But I was an East Coast guy, and we would fight about it. We would actually
Wow.
have sort of relationship disputes about who was the better rapper. But I was always a Biggie guy. I was an East Coast guy. I know you're a Bronx guy, right? So,
Yes. I'm a Bronx guy, but originally from Long Island.
yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
And that's my
yeah.
father-in-law lives in Long Island. So and we live in New York. We don't live in Los Angeles. We live in Manhattan. So
Right.
So I'm very much about New York. So I listened to that growing up, and part of that was also the Beastie Boys are
Right.
like number 2 for
Wow.
me. They're like the number 2. For me, they are my Beatles. I don't really like the Beatles, but
Right.
they are my number 2.
Right.
And so I listen to everything. I have all their stuff on vinyl.
Right.
I just think that they're funny and they're great and they do different shit and
Right.
they're diverse.
Right.
And they've done the most, I think, of any band. So they're my number 2. My number 1, Public Enemy. But specifically Flavor Flav.
Thank you. Oh,
You know,
wow.
Chuck
That's
is.
big to me.
Look, when I listen to Flavor Flav, it's an A. That's A plus material. With
Thank
Chuck,
you. Thank you.
it's a D.
Yeah,
It's
well,
more of a
and that's
D.
his
When
last
I grade
name,
the two of you.
Chuck D.
Flavor Flav, A. Chuck, D. It's really a D for him.
Hey,
but
yo.
I love Public Enemy. And I was just talking
Uh-huh.
to my guy in Beverly Hills, my money guy, and
Right.
we were talking about how he saw you and Digital Underground open for you, and he said they basically got booed off the stage because people were there to see Public Enemy and they wanted to see you so much.
Uh-huh.
But he was just saying, it was funny too. He goes, and Digital Underground opened up for them.
Right.
And he goes, the Humpty Dance. I was like, yeah, I know the Humpty. I get it. I know who Digital Underground is.
Right,
And then
right,
later on in
right.
the conversation, he was like, so good luck with the IVF and stuff, And I go, yeah, I mean, we're working on a child, but we still get busy in a Burger
Right.
King bathroom. And he was like, touche, you got me there. And I was like, are you more of a Wendy's guy? And he was. He's more likely to get busy in a Wendy's bathroom. And I don't know about you, but I like Burger King. You know why? Because they do it your way.
Hey, yo,
And that's what I want. If we're
let
getting
me
busy,
tell you something,
do it-
man.
Let me do it your way.
Let me tell you something, bro. Everybody that you just mentioned right now, Tupac, Biggie,
Yep.
Beastie Boys,
Yep.
it's so coincidental right now to me. You know why? Number one, okay, the Beastie Boys, right?
Yeah.
When we opened up for the Beastie Boys in
Right.
Passaic, New Jersey in 1986, back in the days, we used to wear stopwatches, right?
Really?
That was the fad. So one day this crackhead came through our projects with this box of shower clocks that she had stole from a place called
Really?
Fortunoff, right?
Okay.
And one of the guys in my hallway, as we were playing the dozens, they put the clock around my neck,
Really?
right? And they started laughing, ha 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 ha, and they dared me to wear this clock during the show, right?
Right.
Now, if you dared Flavor Flav to do something around that time, Flavor Flav would do it.
That's right.
So they dared
What,
me
you
to...
think he's only got 2 reels? It's
They,
4.
they dared me
He's
to
the
wear this clock, right?
realist reel, yeah.
So when we went to open up for the Beastie Boys in Passaic, New Jersey, 1986, I wore the clock. And when we got the newspaper clippings back the next day, we were on the front page of the Newsday, Daily News, New York Post, everything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The look of the clock looked dope. And I kept the look. You know what I'm saying? But the Beastie Boys was our first tour that we ever went on with Public Enemy, Licensed to Ill. Now, that's one coincidence. Number 2 coincidence, Tupac, all right? When I first met Tupac, I was on my way into a studio. He stopped me, and he asked me for my autograph. I'm going to show you the picture later on.
Yeah, please do.
You know what I'm saying? And also...
That's amazing.
And also, when we were out on tour with Digital Underground, and,
Yes.
and Digital Underground was opening, for
Yeah,
us.
they were new.
And everything, right. Tupac...
Or on the come up,
Tupac
yeah.
was a roadie, right?
Really?
Yeah, he was a roadie at the time, too, with Shock G and the whole night. 'Cause
That's crazy.
Shock G was my good friend, God bless him, who just passed away, Shock G, they would never really let Tupac get the mic. And we used to hang out back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Me,
Yeah.
Tupac, and my nephew Ronald. So one day we were up in Kansas, right? Yeah. And back in the days, my S1Ws, right? They used to carry these plastic Uzis, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we had a show up in Kansas one day. Somebody broke in the dressing room, TJ. They stole the Uzis. They stole Chuck's Raider jacket and hat.
Really?
So we caught the guy. We caught the guy, right? That did it. One of the guys that did it took him in the dressing room. So they started interrogating him, right? In the whole nine. And they was like,
dressing
the
him up and,
S1Ws and all of them.
Yeah.
And Tupac came in the dressing room with us. So the S1W started interrogating this doggone guy, TJ. And next thing you know, Tupac said, y'all step back, man. Y'all doing this wrong. Tupac took off his belt and started beating the guy. Didn't I tell you not to be breaking into people's shit? Yo. So everybody started punching on the guy. I seen a fire extinguisher up on the wall. So I went and I stood up on a chair and I grabbed the fire extinguisher. And I was waiting for a clearance. And I was going to hit this guy in the head with the fire extinguisher. Tupac see me with that fire extinguisher over my head, and he pushed me back up against the wall, TJ, and I dropped the fire extinguisher. He was like, come on, man, you're going to kill the guy. So Tupac stopped me from committing a murder by accident. If I would have hit that guy in the head with that fire extinguisher right now, we would not be doing a podcast today. So it was Tupac that saved me from committing a murder by accident. If it wasn't for Tupac, I wouldn't be here. That's it. That's incident. That's coincident number 2. Number 3, Biggie Smalls. Right?
I like this.
We were staying at the La Montrose Hotel.
Yeah.
And one day I was going through the hallway. I didn't know who Biggie Smalls was, right? And him, Little Caesar, and the rest of the the Junior Mafia, right?
Yeah.
Was in the hallway playing CeeLo, which is a New York dice game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I asked them, can I play dice with y'all? They said, yeah. So I went and got $400, came back downstairs. I started gambling with Biggie and them and everything. I took all their money and I left them with the dice.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, the next morning, up on the roof of the hotel, that's where they shot the video Juicy. Wow. So I just wanted to tell you about my coincidences, because everybody that you just named right now was a big coincidence to me.
Yeah, and the music video for Juicy actually wasn't quite as good as it could have been, because they had to cut the production down because they lost so much money to you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing I wanted to ask
I took all their money and their per diems. I took all their money and the per diems, and I just left them with the dice.
So let me ask you this. So when you were, coming up, when you were in New York, they would wear wristwatches as a necklace or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just took it up a notch.
We used to wear stopwatches, not wristwatches, but stopwatches.
And so you just blew that up into what you are now, and it's amazing. Now you're an icon.
Yeah.
Not because of the watch, but that's one of the many iconic things about you.
Right.
I love that, man.
Right.
That's you. Well, yeah. If you want to ask another question, you guys tell me when it should be gift giving.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What came first? Was it acting? Or was it stand-up comedy? Because you are a stand-up comedian.
Yes, I am a stand-up comedian.
And you're doing stand-up comedy right now.
Yeah, I'm touring nationwide. Doing sold-out shows. And
wow.
I started out as a stand-up and an improviser in Chicago. You mentioned Second City.
Okay.
But so my background is improvisation, and I've been doing stand-up since the get-go. So now a lot of people know me as an actor, or, they know me as an actor or voiceover or whatever. And they're surprised. They'll come and see my stand-up show, and they'll be like, "You're so funny in movies and television, so we came to see you. You're actually really good." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I've been doing it for 18 years."
Wow.
But it's really nice. And now people know me more because they see my HBO special, and so people know more that I'm a stand-up comic.
You have an HBO special out?
Yeah,
what's the name of it?
Meticulously Ridiculous. And then I have a Comedy Central show called No Real Reason.
Is it still on now, too?
Yeah, you can get it on HBO Max. And you can get the Comedy Central one if they ever figure out how to put an app together or some sort of streaming service, those idiots.
Right.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit frustrated. Karma, I know that one day you're going to come back and kick me in the butt. And you know what? I don't usually say this.
And my son is loving this right now.
Let
me just tell you, my son is getting a kick out of this
Karma
right
can
now.
be a bitch. I'm serious. He gets what's going on. He's cool, man.
Yes,
so,
yes, that's my son, y'all. I'm talking about my son Karma, just to let y'all know, and that's who he's talking
he
about.
He can be a bitch, man. He can be a bitch.
That's right. Karma could be a bitch, but you know what? Karma is also good because you have a lot of good karma as well.
Yeah.
You know,
and you permanently have good karma.
He's the good
you
karma.
will always have good karma.
He's definitely the good karma.
That was a smart move, Flavor.
Yeah, to name him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you'll always have good karma.
Yes.
I like that, buddy. What do they call you
do they call you Car at all or K? Or usually Karma?
No, just Karma.
Well, why would you even abbreviate such a good name? But here's a quick callback. I would abbreviate it if I was excited or angry, right? And that I talked about that earlier in the show. Cut that.
Hey, yo, check this out. Now, I know a lot of comedians, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, new comedians, you know, they like sometimes bombed out. Sometimes they bomb out on their first try.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you bomb out on your first try? How was it on your first try? How was it on your first time being in front of people and everything? What was that like, man?
People always don't have a good story. A lot of people have a good story. I am luckily one of the people who has a great story. So what happened was I had made this promise to myself that on Labor Day, that Monday of the summer that I would start, that I said on Labor Day that summer, I was going to go to this famous open mic called the Lion's Den in Chicago. And so I called to see when I could get in the list, and they were closed.
Right.
And I was like, I said that I set this deadline for me. So then I started calling around. Everywhere else was closed. And then I was looking it up, and there was one open mic that was open. I called, and I said, "Are you guys doing comedy tonight?" He goes, "Yeah, the open mic's on." And it was the Cotton Club was the name of the club, and I had never been there. So I took the red line to Dan Ryan.
Is this the Cotton Club that was in New York?
No, but it was on the south side of Chicago.
Okay,
and I had never been to the south side of Chicago. So I show up there, and there's no one there. And I was like, oh, man, like, you know. And I asked the bartender, I said, what time's the thing going to start? He's like, well, people aren't really here yet. You know, it's Labor Day, but, you know, don't worry about it. They'll be here soon. So then I go into the bathroom to practice. Because I used to do that, practice in front of the mirror and try and memorize it. And I just, you know, I thought, you know what? This is going to be really funny. I'll bomb in front of a couple people. There were a few people there. And when I was ready to come, I walked out, and the place was packed. It was completely packed, not an open seat at all. And everyone was black. I was the only white guy in the room at all.
How did that feel?
It was interesting. I mean, it's, you know, I went to a black and Latino school, so it wasn't like, it didn't freak me out, but it was interesting to kind of realize I'm in the South Side. So this is not my turf anymore. But I said, I'm going to do it. And so I wasn't that nervous. I was like, if I bomb, then that'll be a good story, you know?
Right.
And so I got ready to go up, but it was also a music open mic. So there were rappers, R&B singers, and then also some comedians, very few comedians. One was named D-Man, because when it comes to comedy, he's D-Man. Okay. And I think he was actually, he's Chuck D's second cousin. And so that's it. I can die. I made Flavor Flav laugh.
You sure did, man.
So then it was time for me to go out. So I walk on stage, and I was like, all right. I get up there, and everybody's kind of, you know, it wasn't silent, but everybody's looking over like, who's this white dude, you know? And I just, not without thinking about it, I was like, thank you guys all so much for coming out to see me tonight. And they just exploded laughing. It was just an explosion of laughter.
Right,
and I realized suddenly in the moment, no one had come there to see me. They couldn't even believe that I was there. So saying, thank you all for coming out to see me tonight, it's like, we're not here to see you. We don't know who you are. And you're some white kid who's, did you get off at the wrong stop from, you know, on the red line? And then I did really well, you know, the whole rest of the show. And the guy who brought me up really got them. He said, I want you to give this guy a lot of love. He was Big Shug was the name of the guy. Give him a lot of love. This is his first time here. So he really tried to say, like, be supportive of this kid.
Right.
And so it was a great experience. I even got booked on my first show that night. And at that show, I bombed.
Wow.
So I went, it was on the dance floor at a club on the South Side. And, you know, they serve a buffet. And I had to perform, and I just ate shit. And there were no actual lights. They just turned on the club lights. So they're all moving. So that was the worst experience, but that was my first time. What was your first show? One where you felt like it went great, or did you feel
No,
like
my first show, I was so excited to do it. I
Were
couldn't
you?
wait to do it. And see, one thing about me, TJ, you know what I'm saying? I always love being the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? And,
I could see that.
And I always wanted to be, you know, the man that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, I started in music, you know, when I was like 5 years old. So as I was coming up, you know, I learned how to play multiple instruments, and I was in bands and everything, you know. And I always wanted to be famous through music. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't.
You always wanted to be famous? That was a
Yeah,
big
yeah. I
thing
always
for you?
wanted to be famous, but really through music. You know,
Yeah, of course.
like through jazz or through R&B. Because I grew up, you know, listening, you know, to like, you know, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, the Four Tops, and all of that. And then
Elvis.
And then next thing you know,
Elvis was a
man,
racist.
Elvis.
Yeah,
But check
he's a
this out.
racist. I heard you talking about that.
Yeah. You know, Elvis had a song called "Don't You Step on My Blue Suede Shoes." Man,
You would
shit. If
step
I
all
was
over
to see
that
him, I'd
shit.
shit on his blue suede
What?
shoes.
Yeah, it could take a long time.
But also,
That would make me nervous.
but also,
And if he tries to walk away, you got to scoop it.
yeah.
Logistically, it's very difficult. I've shit on a lot of people's shoes, Flavor.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I say that because I did
bad
learn,
karma.
I did learn how Elvis was a racist back in the days, and Chuck D really did his research before he even had me say, F Elvis and John Wayne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But can I ask you this? What's your relationship with fame now? Because you wanted that. Because I have a strange relationship with fame. I never wanted to be famous. I was in high school, just like
Right.
Kate. Kate, my wife, she was very famous in her high school. And then I was very famous in college.
Right.
And because we were in the comedy group, and so everybody knew who I was. But I always said that fame is the unfortunate side effect of being a successful entertainer because it makes so many things hard. And it's been really dark for me in some ways in terms of the media can lie about you and come after you.
Right.
Anybody can lie about you, and
Right.
you know, there's no recourse. You can't sue them for fabricating or lying about shit.
Right.
It's created real problems in my family and rifts in my family.
Right.
So there's a litany of things that fame has even. I'm trying to have a heated discussion with Kate, and somebody will come up and be like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" And I'm like, I'm kind of in the middle of a conversation with my wife, and he's like, "Yeah, just real quick, can you tell Kate? Can you take the picture?" And she'll be like, "Dude, get the away from us." So that's been tough. So what's your relationship with fame?
Well, my relationship with fame is a good relationship, and the reason why I say that is because, you know, it's something that I've always had fun with. I always had fun with being famous. You know what I'm saying? There were times when I just stayed in the media. You know what I'm saying? I used to stay getting arrested and shit. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but also, you know, I've been people's favorite person. You know what I'm saying? And the whole now, I've always been a people's person, and I always just loved that attention. People coming up to me, asking me for pictures, asking me for autographs.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Asking me for hugs, handshakes, conversations, and all of that. And one thing about me, I never ever told anybody no. And the reason why
You
is,
should meet my wife.
huh?
You should meet my
Hey,
wife.
hey,
She's
I
the
would
one that
love
says,
to.
"Dude, get the away from us."
I would love to.
But you've never said no?
No, I don't say no to people, and the reason why is because these are the people that made me who I am to society. These are the ones that supported me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's only right that you give yourself back to them. You know
Yeah, I
what
think
I'm
that's
saying?
right.
You know, the media, they will portray you a certain type of way, and sometimes it was so embarrassing to me, but yet, like you said, hey, what could you do about it? Because first of all, it's already out there. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was lies, it's already out there.
But
and
I
you
think
just
the only thing you can do
learn
is
how to
ignore
deal.
it.
You
Yeah.
learn how to deal with the embarrassment and everything. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to just shake it off and keep going, and just don't let nothing stop you. Don't let
You have to
nobody
brush off your
don't-
shoulders. And I have
whatever
dirty-
anybody
some
says
dandruff and all
about
that,
you,
you know?
what anybody says about you, don't let it stop you, man. You just keep going. And if they say anything negative about you, that's only going to make you bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Don't believe the hype. I guess
That's
is what
right.
you're saying
Don't believe.
Don't
believe the hype.
I was saying that over and over as I was driving over here. It's one of the greatest. It's for me. Many of your quotes are as good as Pacino and Scarface. I mean, they're that high level, next level. I completely agree with what you say, because for me, in terms of these people have supported me, and
Right.
so I'll always take a picture. But the biggest thing for me right now in the pandemic, when people come up to me after shows and they say, you know what, we've needed to laugh so hard. This is our first time out since this has been so f***ing hard for us, and we just
Right.
haven't laughed that hard in 2 years or whatever.
Right.
And that's the thing that means the most to me. Or when people say, you know, you've gotten me through some really f***ing hard times and I've turned to your comedy. That's amazing. I mean, I can't, what more can I ask for in my life than to be able to do that? And that's another reason I tour every single weekend. I'm one of the hardest
Right.
working people probably in show business. And that's because I do it, you know, for the people. I'm not doing it
Right.
because of me.
Right.
I'm doing it because I want people to be happy. I think
Right.
life is fundamentally pretty tragic, so I want to lift them out of that. Even an ephemeral escapism, even just a little while, you know, lift them out of it. And that's where I do it. And I got to say,
Right.
that's also why and I want to talk to you about time. So tell me how much time I have.
Hey, yo,
We're
we
good.
got
So I
all the
wanna
time
talk-
in the world that you want to take. This
Okay.
is my show, bro. We can do whatever we want on my show. Get it in, bro. Those are my 3 words to you. Get it in.
Okay, so that's why I do comedy. I do comedy for the people. I make hot sauce for the people. I
Right.
make peanut butter because of the people. All right.
Right.
And I wanted to give you as a gift. I have some gifts for you that I wanted to bring. I always come now. I know you're not drinking right now, so I was gonna get you.
Yes.
I was gonna bring you a bottle of peanut butter whiskey. But you're not drinking right now, so instead I brought you Pedialyte. Okay, my wife's drinking it.
Okay.
Kate drinks this on the rocks. That's her mocktail. I'm serious. She put this on the rocks.
Okay.
Little sprig of lemon.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah. So
I'm going to
Pedialyte.
enjoy this.
Pedialyte. I brought you a pickle. This is the Big Papa
Yo,
pickle.
hey, yo, come on. Pickles
Pedialyte.
is like my favorite thing,
I love
man.
it.
Come
I love
on.
it. And you can eat that if you want. I know this is weird, but I do it. You can eat that with. I have my.
I got a pickle. I got a pickle.
pickle.
And some Pedialyte from
And-
TJ Miller. Wow.
And some. I loved on the Wendy Williams show when you're like, Wendy! That was the best. And I have my own line of peanut butter. So I got you each of the different kinds of peanut butter. Go away, bag. I brought you each.
Wow.
So I don't know what you like, but I make 3 different types of peanut butter. This is toffee crispy.
You made this
Yeah.
yourself?
And wait, you'll see. And this is chocolate coconut peanut butter.
Oh,
this
shit,
is
your
a
picture's
collaboration.
on the jar too.
This
wow,
is-
his picture is even on the jar, G.
Yeah, and so
wow.
A collaboration with Be Happy Peanut
Orville
Butter.
Redenbacher, y'all ain't got nothing on my man. Hey, sorry, Mr. Planters Peanut. I don't mean to offend you, but y'all ain't got nothing on my boy.
Take off that
TJ
damn
Miller.
hot dog, you fucking peanut. And Orville Redenbacher, you thought you had it popping? Ah! Yeah, I don't see you on Flavor Flav's podcast. You may be dead.
That's
in that
right,
case, rest
G.
in peace. But this is a collaboration with Be Happy Peanut Butter. They have all kinds of stuff, the best peanut butter in the world. This is chocolate coconut, and this one is chocolate cherry. This is my favorite right now. It changes. But this is like the jelly. So it's got real dried, this is honey roasted peanuts, cherries, and milk chocolate. This is sometimes my favorite. Toffee Crispy is toffee, Rice Krispies, milk chocolate.
And this
so
one?
Get into those, and that's chocolate coconut. So that's got coconut, dark chocolate. Yeah,
Okay.
it's so good. And so this is the Toffee Crispies, like if you like crunchy peanut butter. But all 3 of these are great. You can eat it out of the jar, or you can make a sandwich with marshmallow fluff and bananas and honey. I don't give a just eat the peanut butter.
Hey, you know how I'm going to up your head? When you see me spread this on the bread.
Yes!
Yeah, boy.
I'm having an incredibly good time.
Oh,
So
it's
now-
going down, G.
It-
Word up, G. We might make this real famous, B. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm sure we will. And I make my own hot sauce. So this hot sauce
Okay.
this is with the Scoville brothers out of Central Indiana, my man Doug Linds. And he and we make this line of hot sauce. I got 3 of them. TJ's Choice Chipotle. I don't know how hot do you like hot sauce?
Hey, man, I like hot sauce, man. I even go for the extreme hot.
Okay, so this is TJ's Choice Chipotle. This is for breakfast. You can put this on anything. Sandwiches, banh mi sandwiches.
Come on, y'all. Look at this.
And
Come
then,
on, man. Flavor Flav got TJ Miller in his studio, G, with peanut butter, his own peanut butter, his own hot sauce. And not only that, but you're going to be tickled when y'all know that TJ Miller gave Flavor Flav a pickle.
yes!
You know what I'm saying? And hey, let me tell y'all something. It's all right to fight and drink some Pedialyte.
That's right. If you fight too much and you get dehydrated, drink some Pedialyte. This is extreme gangster heat, of course, very good for you. Habanero, a little bit hotter.
Wow.
And then
gangster heat.
That's exactly right. And you said you can handle a little bit of heat. Well, I want to say flavor. You'll enjoy the flavor because it's not just hot. It's got flavor. It doesn't have any flav, to it, but it's got flavor. And this is called fucking intense ghost pepper type shit. And it's hot. A little bit goes a long way.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Everything that you just now gave me has me in it.
Yeah, that's right.
It has
it's
flavor.
All flavorful. And that's why I didn't get
flavor.
I didn't get the unflavored Pedialyte. I'm like, are you going to give unflavored Pedialyte to Flavor Flav? Absolutely not, TJ, because you're 4 reels, not just 2 or 3. And I know I keep picking on you, but you deserve it.
Hey, I'm going to tell you
You'll
something.
You'll see. The karma will come back around and kick you in the ass.
I'm going to tell you something. Unflavored is still a flavor.
Really?
Because it's a flavor.
I like that.
Gotcha.
So speaking of philosophy, that's a great piece of great piece of philosophy.
Thank you for the gifts, man. Thank you, bro.
Of course. So I talk about in my act, I talk about time. So I wanted to ask you what you thought. For me, time is the closest thing we have to a deity in a post-religious, post-meaning society in the sense that it is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, right? It's omniscient because everything that happens within time. And so it must know about it. But also, that saying, time will tell? That's like time knows, but it'll let you know later, And then it's omnipresent because we're always talking in terms of time, right? I was like, I'm sorry I'm late. We're talking in terms of time right now in this moment. Soon we're going to be talking a little bit less about time. Just before this, we were talking a little bit more about time than we're talking about right now. And then you may not realize it now, audience, but years from now you'll look back and be like, I didn't get it about the time thing, but at the time, but now I do. And finally, it's omnipotent because, and tell me what you think about this, it's the most powerful thing, time. Time is the most powerful thing because why?
Right.
Because
That's
time heals all wounds. Think how powerful that is.
Yes.
That time, what do we say to people? Give it time.
That's right.
Give it time.
That's
give yourself over to time.
That's right.
And it'll take care of it. And
that's
time
why I
heals
wear
all
this
wounds
clock.
unless you've lost a limb. Then
That's why I wear this clock, because time is the most important element that we have in our lifetime, and we can't afford to waste none of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lifetime.
Yeah. And as this minute hand goes around, we have to use each second to our best value. Just like you're doing right now. You're using each second of your time to your best value. Come on, look at these things you've created. Look at this fantastic journey that you've been on right now.
Look at this incredible pickle.
Yes. But not only that, but look at all of the happiness that you've brought into people's homes and into people's lives through your work, man.
And on that exact note, we knew what time it was when we came over here. Megan and I spoke about this. We got here 2 minutes late, which is very ironic to get late to Flavor Flav. But we brought you, I don't have to buy the hot sauce, I actually get it for free, or at least wholesale. But we brought you 24 hot sauces, 1 for each hour of the day.
Okay.
So spread the love and give those. Karma, do you like hot sauce? I bet you can get 3. I know a guy who has 24. I know a guy who knows a guy. Flavor Flav knows me. So I'm saying I know a guy who knows a guy, and I know you now. So I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, and that guy is you, and we're going to get you. Did you see him? He goes, I get the joke, TJ. We get the joke. I can do the math. But yes, we brought you 24 hot sauces.
So check this out, right? Now, for the fans, bro.
Let's hear it.
Fans, right? Now check this out. Now, you've been in a lot of movies and TV shows, you know what I'm saying? Like Deadpool,
Yep.
Cloverfield,
Yep.
Emoji Movie,
Yes.
Silicon
Finest work.
Valley,
Pretty good.
Transformers.
Mark Wahlberg.
Which one was your favorite one out of all of them?
Man, my life is like a fucking movie, and that's my favorite.
Wow.
I really went for it with that one. I don't think it really landed the way I wanted to. Karma.
Yo, nah,
He just gave it a no. He goes,
check this out, and landed right with me. You know why? Because what you just said, that was a Flavor Flav answer.
Yes!
That's the way I would have answered my shit.
Yes. I think that is my answer. If that's a Flavor Flav answer,
Yo, let me ask you this: what was your ever worst movie experience? Did you ever have any worst experience ever making movies, being in movies?
That's what I like about movies is that anyone that was really, really tough or really challenging, eventually it ends, and then you look back and it's a story. It's fine, you know? So I think I've had a lot of strange experiences, and, you know, there are movies that are hard to make, like Transformers. That's physically very difficult. It's
Right.
a lot of crazy pressure. Things are exploding around you.
Right.
You know, but every single film that I've been in has been, I don't have a worst experience, but I have a best experience. And I'll tell you that one time Steven Spielberg and I were talking.
Right.
We were both eating Cheetos.
Uh-huh.
And there was a pause in the conversation, as there is wont to be in
Right.
certain conversations.
Right.
Look at it. And then there's this pause, and Steven Spielberg takes some of the Cheetos out of his bag, and he slowly puts them into my bag. And I didn't know what to do. It's the craziest thing, Karma. I mean, I didn't know what to do. So I instinctively took some Cheetos out of my bag and put them into his bag. And then he looked at me and he goes, "There, now we're Cheetos friends." And he walked away. It was the most hilarious, crazy, incredible thing. So I'm Cheetos friends with Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, how crazy is that?
So
man?
that was crazy,
wow.
and it was funny, and it was so Hollywood, and I respect him so much. But I love that. That's what I'm saying. You are all of these things, and you're funny. Steven Spielberg is all these things, and he's funny. And same with Wahlberg, like I was saying. So to me, of course, a comedian, the most important thing to me is if a person's funny, and that's you know, I knew that about you abstractly, but then to meet you. You're both genuine and you're funny. You're incredibly talented, obviously, but you're really, really genuine and you're really, really funny, which is great.
Thank you, bro. And
great.
this is
It's
the
the
way
best.
I plan on
It's the
staying,
best.
man.
Yeah, and you will.
Now check this out, right? Now you came up with some very solid characters in your life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And not only, and you're not just playing yourself, which is dope, which is real dope.
Thank you. Office Christmas party.
But what character was your most difficult character for you?
Ranger Jones in Yogi Bear 3D.
Wow. Hey, yo, I seen this thing.
Wow is right.
I seen this thing. Yo, bro, first of all, let me tell you something, man. You got more heart than anybody I ever seen, man. You went into a cage with a bear, yo, and you let the bear eat something from your
Yes,
mouth.
a marshmallow. Yes! I'm so happy that you saw that.
What was that
It's one of the
like
best
going in
things I've
that
done.
cage with
Thank you
that
guys
bear,
for
man?
showing
What was
that.
that
That's
like,
amazing.
bro?
So I wasn't scared. Everybody's like, "Why were you scared?" I go, "No, he's a trained bear." The amazing thing about that video, which you can see online, TJ Miller Yogi Bear auditions with the real bear, and I said to them, I said, so listen, I'm gonna hand the paper to the bear. Can he like hold it and do the odd? And they looked at me and go, "No, he's a bear. He's not gonna. You're not gonna hand him something. He hands. They go, don't hand him anything. He could attack and kill you. He's a bear."
Right.
And I go, "Okay, all right, I want to do it to him." But if you watch the video, I hand him a couple of papers, and the bear takes the papers and kind of looks at him and then tries to eat it. And I said, "If I talk to him, can he talk back?" And they said no. And I talked to him. I go, "Yogi, do you?" And the bear would go. So he would talk back with me. So I got to tell you, Flavor Flav, very professional bear, very talented bear,
Wow.
the most talented bear that I've ever worked with.
Hey,
Well,
you got a
boo-boo,
lot of heart
boo-boo.
doing that, bro. I ain't gonna
But-
lie, because you can't get Flavor Flav to go in
No
the cage
kissing
with
a bear with a
man.
marshmallow in between your lips. No, I wouldn't imagine that you could get Flavor Flav to go and
I'm
do
scared.
that.
I'm scared of getting swiped. by his
Exactly.
claws and his
But
paws.
this was a friendly bear, and so in Yogi Bear 3D.
So they had him trained and plus well fed too.
Yeah, very well.
Because he
fed.
had to be well fed for you to do some shit like that, or otherwise you would have been the marshmallow that he was eating.
And I think he likes marshmallows more than my human face or head. We didn't let him get near my pinkies though. Those are
so you did that for a Yogi Bear movie?
Yeah, I did it as a fake audition, and I sent it to Warner Brothers, and they thought it was funny.
Right.
And they even showed it to the CEO of Warner Brothers, like the president of Warner Brothers, and he never laughs at anything, and he didn't laugh at this, but he said, we should put him in the film, and that was my greatest role, I think, to date, was Ranger Jones, and I hosted the Critics' Choice Awards 2 years in a row.
Wow.
And in the second one, I gave myself the award for Best Supporting Actor in a Talking Bear Comedy. So I won Best Supporting Actor in a Talking Bear Comedy.
That's dope.
And that was
That's
amazing.
dope.
And I was up against myself and also myself. So that was truly an achievement, And you can see that online
what that
too.
reminds me of?
What?
That reminds me of an award that my boy Snoop Dogg gave himself.
Did he really?
And he says, "Yo, I want to thank
Snoop,
me,
he's silly. I smoke.
and
weed
I
with
want
him.
to.
I smoke. Weed with him.
I want to give thanks to me, and I thank me, and I mean, he was just thanking nobody else but himself. You know what I'm saying? But it took himself for him to get what he got.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So the same scenario with you, man.
Yeah, you can thank God. You can thank yourself. You can thank Megan O. You can thank Kate. My wife Kate, and you can thank everybody in the room. But I think for me, I will always thank Karma.
Wow, that's right.
Thank you.
Hey, let me tell you something,
He's
man.
so funny. He's just like,
When it comes down to karma, you know what I'm saying? You treat people like you want to be treated. You know what goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? Never give someone what you don't want. You know what I'm saying?
don't make a person drink pickle juice unless they want to.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to come around and you're going to be drinking pickle juice yourself. Karma, is that right? He just goes.
Hey, yo, so check this out, man. I just want to, feel proud to say today that, I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped smoking cigarettes because I was drinking alcohol, since I was like 8. I've been smoking cigarettes, man, since I was 6 years old, bro. But God gave me the power today to where now I have a friend, you know what I'm saying, that put me on the path to stop drinking and smoking. And I'm so grateful to her right now today, And right now I haven't drank alcohol in over 8 months. I haven't smoked a cigarette in over a year. But I know that coming up, you've had some struggles too with alcohol, drugs, because I did too. How are you doing with that today?
Well, so I don't know how much you know about me, but I had an AVM. So I had brain surgery because I had an arteriovenous malformation in my right frontal lobe. So I went into a surgery where 10% of the people that get the surgery die.
Right.
So 1 out of 10 people die. And
I thank God you're not one of them.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I think I do also. Although occasionally I'll be dealing with certain things, and I'll say, well, it wouldn't be that bad. Wouldn't it be that bad? So anyway, what happened that was very strange was after that, they kind of said, all right, you survived. And I said, well, what do I do now? Do I need to learn how to walk or anything? And they're like, no, you're fine.
Right.
And I said, well, how can I be fine? I said, well, you didn't really use that part of your brain before because you were born with it.
Right.
So we just took it out because I had 2 seizures right after Yogi Bear 3D.
Wow, amazing.
And I started going actually chemically and physically insane while I was shooting Yogi Bear 3D because my brain was bleeding. Very, very little, but it was bleeding enough that I started to go insane.
Right.
And so after the brain surgery, they said, well, just go about your way. You just got to take this medication every day,
Right.
so that you don't have another seizure. And so I said, all right. And what's happened for me lately, this is just in the last little bit. I don't know, what your kind of mental health situation is. I mean, I know you're crazy, but like in a good way.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie,
In a good
man,
way.
but I mean, I ain't gonna say that I'm normal.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I ain't gonna say I'm abnormal. You know,
Right.
I'd say I'm average. You
So-
know what I'm saying? Because
figure anything
I
but
mean,
average.
coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? And being with my friends with the peer pressure thing and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I started smoking alcohol. I mean, smoking cigarettes, drinking my alcohol, and messing with drugs and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I had my years, bro.
Me too.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
I got so
And
bad for me, I
thank
was smoking
God-
alcohol.
I thank God,
What?
but as far as the drugs part, I thank God that He let me live through all of that. And the reason why I feel that He let me live through all of that is because a lot of people do listen to me and a lot of people do follow me.
Yeah.
And He's using me now as a mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? To where I could teach about my experiences that I had with drugs and stuff, and to a lot of people that's never done it, I would try to talk them out of experimenting with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have a new saying. Don't try it. You might like it.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so don't try something that's bad for your life because you might really like it and then you might end up, getting addicted to it and living a bad life, And I'll try to talk you out of going through the experience. But the only way that you're going to really know what that experience is like is if you put yourself through the actual experience.
Yeah.
I
think that's
so I'm
true.
hoping that so there are times now when I go around and I tell people about my experiences with drugs, and I tell them, listen, this is what it made me feel like. This when I did this. Just please don't do it because you wouldn't want to feel this. And drugs are easy as hell to get on, and they're hard as hell to get off of.
And I have a slogan. Do you know that? It's similar to yours. It's, hey, don't try it. But if you're going to do it anyway, I have some and you can buy it. Okay?
Hey, yo, and that was me too, because I used to sell drugs and didn't do the drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get high on your own supply. We all know that slogan. But
I
so-
love this guy, man. Yo, TJ Miller, man. Come on, man. On my podcast right now on the Flavor Flav show. That's right. I'm interviewing right now TJ Miller, man. Come on, man. It don't get no better. No, we're not done. We're still here. That's right. I'm just letting y'all know who I got on my show. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but this man right here, to me, he's an icon. Just to
Thank
let
you.
y'all know.
Flavor, I appreciate that so much.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
wonderful to say to you, Mr. Flav. That's a huge thing for me. It really is. Just recently, I found a neuropsychologist, and this neuropsychologist, I'd never seen anybody like that. She said, at the time that you got that brain surgery and your brain matter removed,
Right.
they didn't have this sort of therapy that we have now, which is called cognitive remediation.
Okay.
And she said, you needed to go through a whole litany, to use the word a second time on the Flavor Flav podcast. You need to go through a litany, third time, of sort of things to get back to normal and operate like other people. She said,
Right.
you have mania, which I always knew. But I would have these manic episodes and would get me in a lot of trouble. The mania was good for my creative output, for my energy. I was
Right.
able to do 10 things at once.
Wow.
Do 3 movies, be on a television show, do stand-up comedy every single night, host 2 awards shows. It helped me there. But whenever it would teeter over the edge, then it was a serious problem.
Right.
And what I found out with her was that I always knew I was self-medicating. But I
Right.
never did cocaine. I was never drawn to anything except for depressants.
And that was my drug of choice.
Was cocaine?
Yeah, man.
I've
Yeah,
never done
yeah,
it even
for
once.
years and years. Listen, I'm going to give you my book because I wrote a book. It's
I would
called
love that.
Flavor Flav, The Icon, The Memoirs. I'm going to give you a book, and in my book, it's going to tell you about, a lot of the struggles that I had with
I would
drugs.
love to read that.
But then also it's going to have, like, that Tupac story, the Biggie story, and everything. All of that stuff is in my book.
I can't wait to read it. That's awesome.
I can't wait to give it to you.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, matter of fact, guess what?
It's happening now.
I had to go off camera for this. Now I'm back. Guess what?
I mean, that throne is amazing.
This is for you. This is my
Thank
book.
you.
That's my book that I wrote. It's called Flavor Flav, The Icon, The Memoirs. Don't worry, I'm going to have one for your manager too.
I love that.
You know,
She's gonna read it
and
too.
also, I'm going to give you
She's my
one.
manager, Megan. No, she is. She's sober also. How long, Megan?
16 months.
16 months. Sober.
Wow, Megan.
What's it like? What's it like that far down? Tell Flavor.
I mean, you just keep doing it day by day.
It gets better and better.
Every day.
That's right.
How drugs kept your boy out of jail. I can't wait to read it.
Yes,
So just
and also I'm gonna give you a book for the wife too.
So
Take
thank
home
you.
to
That
her.
would be great. And
Yeah,
so,
man.
So what I began to realize is that I was self-medicating because there's no way for me to calm down the mania without medicating it. And
Right.
I took a lot of medication like Lamictal and Keppra.
Right.
And they have me on. But I tweaked that, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm on lithium, and I'm just a lot more even, and I don't have that mania. So with less mania, it
Right.
drives me to drink less. I
Right.
can have a glass of wine. I'm fine just hanging out with my wife.
Right.
If I smoke marijuana now, actually I smoke CBD. I don't smoke
Right.
THC because I want something that's not. I don't want anything to happen to my mind. I don't need that anymore.
Right.
And so it's just gotten better and better. And that was a really important moment in my life that happened. So that cognitive remediation is making me less manic, but I'm still as creative, and it's making me do a lot of things that I never thought was that important. Sleep has always been important to me, but it's making me, speaking of time, really have a bedtime, figure out your time, your schedule
Right.
every day,
Right.
eating in a certain way. All
Right.
these things are helping me. So
Right.
those struggles I have now come to understand truly, not sort of in the back of my mind being like, you think you're self-medicating, but now I truly understand that, and I have a healthy way to remediate my mind.
Right.
And so it's a bright horizon. I can tell that it's that for you too. Flavor.
Yeah, man. Yes. I
'Cause
mean,
I would have
feel,
terrible
I feel
stuff
so
happen,
much
you know?
better now inside. Being off of drugs and alcohol, man. Matter of fact, I was messed off for that coke, man, for like 18 years straight.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, I've been clean now off of it for like 12 years now. So about
Really?
12 years now was my last cocaine experience.
Yeah, but that's
You
a
know what
that's a
I'm
very
saying?
long time to have said I gotta stop
man,
this.
it's a hard drug to beat, bro.
Really?
You know
And
what I'm saying?
I think you go to, well, tell me, do you go to cocaine when you're feeling terrible because it makes you feel better?
I just did it because I was hooked on it.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? And the worstest mistake that I really, really made in my life was experimenting with drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that I did live through it, because now I can live to tell about these experiences. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that people will listen to me and don't take themselves through it.
I think that's really good. And, I came to realize that when something awful
And I'm
would
glad
happen,
that my son is sitting here listening to this,
Yeah.
because this is something that he never really knew about me either.
And
Right,
that-
son?
and that's
Right.
what I would,
That's right. Don't worry. Dad's got your back, though. I got your back. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't let you go certain routes. And there's
Yeah.
routes that I hope you would never go. I just don't want you to follow my footsteps in that angle. But I want you to follow my footsteps in a lot of other angles, though, of success.
yeah.
Because
I can
drugs
see it.
don't lead to success. It only leads to the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? Word up. But success is the best thing that can ever happen
It's
to
the
your
best
life.
drug.
Yes, that's the best
addictive.
drug. That's right.
And I've been on a binge for a while with it. But, so I realized I was, dark stuff like a stalker, and the media going, that stuff I would then, my mind would spin out of control, and I would say, I'm going to drink. I got to figure out how to get this stuff slowed down. And that just wasn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot different mentality about everything, about life in general, but certainly
Yeah.
about my own mind.
Right.
And I've come to be able to say, you're brain damaged. And it's
Right.
okay to say, all right, my brain doesn't work like other people's brain. And I didn't do that forever. I was like, well, you're a little crazy. You're a lunatic, and it was all kind of a joke.
Right.
And I was probably playing into that. And so things have changed a lot. And the stability that I craved, I now know how to get it. And that's what I've been doing. I have it. I'm a much more stable, reliable, measured guy. But I still think I'm still killing it on stage, still killing it coast to coast. Sold out shows, don't mean to boast. But if you're a pig, I'm about to take you to my roast.
Well,
Whoa!
hey, yo, check this out. Let me say this, right? You're a smart dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you
Thank
got a
you.
degree. You know what I'm saying? In psychology.
Yep.
And I just want to know, does that help you out as far as with your acting and like, you know,
Yeah, I think so.
With your behavior and your emotions?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't be your own psychologist. I think
Right.
that's why I see a neuropsychologist, two psychiatrists, a psychologist, a counselor,
Right.
who actually specialized in substance abuse.
Right.
And but the psychology helps with comedy because I'm always thinking about how people see things. I'm thinking about what people think about, and to know what people think is funny,
Right.
you got to think about them and how their mind works. So yes, absolutely, I think so.
So let me ask you this, man. What is next for my boy TJ Miller? Everybody wants to know what's next for you, man. What projects do you have lined up now, and
Well, so
what's gonna be next, man, for you?
I'll tell you. I'll say three things. Okay. Well, first of all, watch my movie with Drew Barrymore, The Stand-In. It's great. And,
Wow.
But three things coming up for me.
Uh-huh.
I wrote a series called The Loneliest Megaplex. It's about the pandemic, and it's where I get my job back at the movie theater,
Right.
but nobody's watching movies, so I'm the only person they hire. So
Right.
it's just me at a 30-screen Megaplex. And so that's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of physical comedy in that one, which I'm a trained clown from that circus arts place that you mentioned.
Right.
So The Loneliest Megaplex. I'm doing this tour right now. It's called the Uncle Bulbus Tour. Uncle is with a K, and it's named that because those two words sound funny together, especially. No other reason. And that's coast to coast. You can see it on my website. TJ Miller does not have a website.com.
Right.
TJMiller.com was taken, and I wasn't paying for it. Certainly not $2,000 in 05. Motherfucker, that's bad karma. You're my best friend. Did you hear me? Yeah. He goes, I'm really liking karma. I really like him. And you being off screen is kind of perfect. It's like better. It's not better, but it's perfect.
Yeah,
And
my
so-
son, he's laid back, man.
He's laid back.
Yeah, he's laid back, chill kid, man.
So
you know?
the tour is coast to coast, Canada soon, and then the summer of 2022, I'm doing my mostly Europe world tour, is what
Okay.
it's called. And so all those sites are there. I know you're international. That's
And
why
is
I'm
that
mentioning
stand-up
this.
comedy too?
Yeah,
that
that's
you're,
all
that you're
stand-up
gonna
comedy.
do?
So it's
Okay.
basically the world tour, except I am not going to Russia. All right, staying away from them. I don't even want to talk about it. And in China, I don't speak Chinese, Flavor, and I'm sorry that you had to hear it from me and not the Chinese. And then, so those two things, and then the third thing, which is so important, and I'm so excited about,
Right.
is being a good husband to Kate.
Okay.
So I'm really
No
focused
doubt.
on that. That's really.
And the
where
only
I'm
one
at
that
right
can
now.
make you do that is yourself.
And I make myself do that all the time. And Kate sometimes will leave little treats around the house, little chocolates or marshmallows for the bear. For the big bear, there's me, and and so that helps. But it's my focus. I want to.
Are they the edibles?
I don't like edibles. Those are
Come
dangerous.
on now. I
Those
know
are
what time it
dangerous.
is. Hey.
He does know what time it is. It's almost always 4:30.
What's the time?
4:20
Time to
for
get
me.
ill.
So yeah, that's my main focus right now. Is I want to spend more time with her, and I want to work smarter, not harder. I know that's how you do it. And
Do you have any kids?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, we have two frozen daughters. So we have
Okay.
two frozen daughters, but they have yet to become actual human children like you, Karma. You're an actual human child.
Oh, he sure
You're not even a
is.
child really anymore, but you're an actual human.
That's right. He sure is.
An actual human kid.
He's
and
alive and kicking.
so we're working on that.
I love
and
him.
Yeah,
That's
he's
my
good.
boy. That's right.
He's over there going, I know. But that's my thing. It's like spend more time and continue to be more and more
Right.
devoted to Kate.
Right,
And
to
then
be more
make
of a
people
family man now.
make people laugh coast to coast and
Right.
around the world, mostly Europe. And get this series that I'm writing and that I wrote. And then I would star in and produce and get that done. Because I want to do more of that stuff. But, more movies to come for sure. Because I do like acting a lot. I
Yeah.
just don't love it as much as I love stand-up.
Right.
And I
right.
love voiceover too, you know. So more to come across
So
the board.
stand up is more of your
Oh, man.
passion than acting in movies.
I think so. I used to say I like all of them because
Right.
they're all comedy.
Right.
But stand up, you're your own boss.
Right.
You know, you're no employee. That's like you with your career. You know, you don't really answer to anybody. You've had record labels and stuff, but the only
Right.
person Flavor Flav answers to is Flavor
Flav. That's right.
And so
Flavor
that's
Flav
what I can do in
and
stand
God.
up. And God.
And God, because God gives us the power to have everything that we have today. He even gave us the power to wake up today. There's a lot of people that went to sleep last night, TJ. They didn't wake up like me and you did.
Yeah.
But he chose us to wake up and to be able to have another day at life. And I thank him for that. And every time that I get ready to eat my food, I always say my blessings and I thank him for that food, because there's a lot of people that's not fortunate enough like me and you to get a plate. I mean, I've been down on Skid Road, and it's kind of rough down there, you know what I'm saying? And
It's
they're not
rougher
as
now than
fortunate
it's
as
ever
me
been.
and you are.
No,
So I
absolutely.
thank God for putting us in a position right now for us to be where we are.
Yeah, and I'm not a big God guy. I don't believe in God. I was raised
It's okay.
atheist. But I have a similar thing.
Even though you don't believe in him, but he definitely believes in you.
And I'm similar, but it's a little bit different. The only person I answer to is T.J. Miller
There
and
you go. And
Flavor
TJ
Flav
Miller.
and Flavor Flav.
Okay.
So those are the two.
I'm mad at
You
that.
occupy that place in my life where God is. That's true. That would be my higher power. It's Flavor Flav.
Oh, man.
So I mean, you know, I agree with
Yeah.
you though that every day I'm thankful and I
Yeah.
count my blessings, and it's really good to be making people laugh, especially during this pandemic. And I
Right.
think people are gonna
Right.
love watching you and seeing what you're doing. And what's next for Flavor Flav? I mean, you got this amazing talk show. Thank you so much for having you on. But you said a little bit on the Wendy Williams show that you're producing some more music. I mean, what are you interested in right now?
I'm producing the next Public Enemy album right now
That's
that we're
awesome.
about to come out with. Also, I'm going to release a solo project as well.
That was what I was
You
kind of
know what
wondering.
I'm saying? And not only that, but also I want to cross over into other avenues now. Even in the avenue that you're going down, I do want to act. I want to get into movies now and stuff. You know,
I
what
could
I'm
see us
saying?
doing a buddy comedy.
And also there's another avenue that I want to go down that nobody would ever think of Flavor Flav going down. I want to model. I want to model.
I
stuff.
like that.
Yeah, you think so? You think
Megan,
so, Megan?
Megan O works in fashion. She used to be the head of Diesel Black Gold, right? And so, tell us what company, you know, what do you think for Flavor Flav? Louis Vuitton?
No, straight up Flavor Flav.
Yes,
Straight up
she's
Flavor
saying
Flav, yeah,
you can
yeah.
model for your own line of clothes.
Yeah, I want
answer,
to
Megan.
model. I really want to do it, you know, and I really feel
You're
like
a
I wouldn't-
handsome man. I wouldn't have said that
Thank you,
until
man.
now.
I
but
appreciate that, man.
you've got
a
a certain sparkle to your teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I would make a great model, though. You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
want
when you've done it all-
I want to experiment. I want to explore that avenue. I really do.
Well, when you've done it all, you know, and you could stop right now, and you've done it all, you know, why not model? I think.
Right.
And that's the other thing. I thought about it. When a man has everything, what do you give a guy who has everything? Pedialyte, pickles, peanut butter, and hot sauce.
And hot sauce. And TJ Miller. Hey, TJ Miller, I just want to say, bro, thank you so much, man, for coming to my show, man. Thanks for coming by my set. Thanks for giving me all your time and your patience, bro, because this is big, man. You know what I'm
This is big,
saying?
and thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
And you know how people say all you need to do is give yourself over to God? I feel the same way, but I need to give myself over to Flavor Flav, and I
Wow.
did today.
But I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you,
Everybody
man.
in the building, my man, TJ Miller. And
Mic
let me
drop.
tell y'all something.
Mic
Don't
drop
get no
it. Drop
better
a
than
little
this.
lower.
This
Mic
is-
drop lower.
This is big to me right here. I can't wait to release this show.
Don't believe the hype.
Oh my God.
Actually believe
this
the
is gonna be big. This is going right now, and can I tell you something?
Please do.
Right now, I think this one right here, this episode is my biggest. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
For
tell
real.
Wolfgang, and I'm not telling Tyson,
Hey,
and I'm talking about the chicken.
Hey, yo, I had fun with Mike Tyson up in here. Let me tell you, me and Mike
sure,
Tyson,
man.
we had a ball up in this bad boy, but we're friends, too, from back in the days.
Yeah.
And boy, did I have a great time in here with Wolfgang Puck. And let me tell you something. Wolfgang Puck wants to... He wants to do a chicken standoff.
That's what I heard, and that's why I wanted to give you the hot sauce, because I'm hoping one day you and I can eat fried chicken together, because I love fried chicken. It's one of my favorite foods by.
No doubt.
So I would love to try yours sometime. But the hot sauce, in my opinion, this one's going to be best on the chicken, the extreme gangster heat.
Okay.
But I can't wait to see the fried chicken off between the two of you guys.
No doubt.
I just think that is so cool,
Yeah, it's
man.
going to be a real big standoff, man. You know, like my boy Ed Sullivan used to say back in the days, it's going to be a really big shoe.
That's a Johnny Carson reference from Flavor
Everybody,
Flav.
T.J. Miller.
Funnier than Wolfgang Puck. Parental advisory explicit.
Yeah, boy. TJ.